Thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
I'm from the Philippines, but I'm French Thai.
So you are currently living where?
I'm in the Philippines for vacation, but I'll be going back to Singapore because that's where I study.
So are there a lot of like East Asians too, like Chinese, Korean, Japanese?
In Singapore?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Singapore is like very diverse.
So today I wanted to ask whether you can tell where they are from when you see like East Asians. So is it easy for you to like distinguish them where they're from?
More or less, yeah, I think so. But obviously, there's some profiles that you can't. Like me, for example. Like if you would ask, where would I come from? If I asked the question to you.
You look like half, maybe Japanese too.
Really?
Yeah. You look Japanese. So yeah, it's actually her. Yeah, you're right. It depends on person, but you said like more or less it's easy to tell where they're from. So please tell me what you see, what you focus on when you like distinguish them.
I feel like it's just all the small little traits on the face. I feel like Japanese have more sharp facial features, like a sharper nose, I think.
No.
I feel.
What about like the size of eyes and so on?
I don't know, because some Japanese people, they have really round eyes and some have very sharp eyes, so
Right.
I feel like it really depends, but I feel like you just look at the overall face, yeah.
You are Thai, French. Is it easy for you to distinguish French from other Europeans?
Mostly by the language.
By the language. By looks,
Sure.
is it hard?
Yeah, by looks. But I feel like as half French, like by the style, like if I see their style, I can tell that they're French if they wear like the French brands. So if people wear that, I could probably say that, oh, maybe we're from France.
And what about Thai people? Like, is it like easy for you to distinguish Thai?
The language as well.
The language?
I feel like, yeah, the language. And when they talk pretty loud.
Then when they speak in English or like same language, can you distinguish them?
With their accents, yeah.
With the accent.
Yeah, but I feel like language is the most reliable one. Appearance-wise, like anyone could look Asians, it could be hard to distinguish. Of course, there's like the stereotypes or like the common traits that you could probably find, but language for me is the safest for me, yeah. Sometimes when I hear people talking, then I could distinguish a bit like, oh, I think this is Mandarin, or this sounds like Japanese, so I think they might be from there. Or so like in Mandarin, like it's mostly like sh, like, you know how it sounds, it's more like that. The Japanese language, I feel that there's more cuts to it, you know, like k, something like that. And also the accents when they speak English. I know that they tend to adapt, like, you know, adapt it a bit or like put their accents into the English language. Like in Singapore, I know like they like to say la a lot at the end, like okay la, something like that.
Okay. That was very interesting opinion. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
We're from Germany.
Like, is it first time for you guys to be in Japan?
Yes, first time.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you visiting?
I'm doing an internship and she's coming to visit me.
His birthday tomorrow, so it's a birthday present.
Happy birthday.
Tomorrow.
So it's very sudden question, but are there many East Asians in Germany, like Korean, Chinese, Japanese?
Yeah, I would say so. Not like, it depends on in which areas you go. Like, for example, I live in Berlin, so that's very international there. And if you go like more to the south, then very many Asian people like going there for visiting and seeing the culture there.
We have a big Japanese community in Düsseldorf. That's close to where I'm from. Yeah, so many Japanese there.
Okay. So you guys got like enough opportunities to see like Japanese, Chinese, like Korean, like East Asians. For us, for example, when we see like German people, French people, it's hard to distinguish them where they are from.
Yeah.
It's the same.
It's the same for us.
Yeah.
When you see someone, you're not really like, okay, she's French or he's coming from Britain or whatever.
Maybe from like style, fashion,
Yeah.
a little bit. You can see if it's like from a more southern, like a sunnier country.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where people get lots of sun.
Usually they have like brown hair, brown eyes and something like this. But it depends. Like super many people in Germany who also has brown eyes, brown skin. So it's not really, you can't really tell from the beginning on.
By what you can tell where they are from?
Language.
Language.
Yeah.
The accent.
It's an obvious one.
Language is an obvious one, yeah. For example, I can hear somebody speaking French. I could
Okay.
Yeah.
pick that up and then know what language they're speaking, even though I don't understand them.
But if you speak the same language, like English, how do you distinguish them?
Maybe accent.
Accent.
Yeah.
So if you don't speak at all with them, if only by looks, then what part do you focus on? Like behavior, like eyes, like face features, hairstyle, like fashion?
I think like the French people are the most fashiony or fashionists in Europe, I would say.
Rather than Italian?
Yeah, not that much that the French are, I would say. In general, I think like the Germans one are not really the most stylish people. They just like looking like very boring, I would say. They don't give much about like how do my hair look or if I'm fashiony or whatever. But I think that the French people focus more on these things. About like the behavior, it is similar in Europe.
I don't think you can, or I couldn't tell by looks really, because it's very, in Europe everything's so close together, so you like you travel freely, it's a lot of mix, so you have a lot of people that may have different roots but live somewhere else, so it's like you get that everywhere.
But what you can say is like the Italian people, like they're always very loud, they speak with their hands, and I think like when you see a group of Italian you recognize it immediately.
So it is that the Italian is like easiest to distinguish?
Yeah, I would say. I would say so, yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about like Asians. Like for your guys, Europeans, is it difficult or easy to distinguish East Asians from each other?
So I used to live in China for an internship. I thought like they kind of looking the same. No judge at all. I hope you're not angry with me now.
You mean Chinese, Japanese,
Yeah,
Koreans?
exactly. But since now I'm here in Japan, I definitely see a difference between like the Chinese people and Japanese people. Face expression, like a stronger face expressions. Also like they super fashionists people, like I just love them. Going down to the street and I was like, oh my god, look at this style, look at this
in
style.
Tokyo?
Like yeah, exactly, in Tokyo. And in China it is like more everyone just looking down on the street. They're not really that open. I don't know how to explain it, but they just like in their own group, and I have the feeling they're not really open-minded to like exploring new cultures and seeing like okay, I don't know, I think that the fashion in Italy is super cool and super nice, so I'm gonna pick up I don't know, this kind of fashion. So they're just like wearing the same all the day and every time, each day. Yeah.
So you see more variety of fashion in Japan.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you see the difference between them in terms of like behavior, how they speak?
I have the feeling like in China it's like you have the feeling that it's actually they just yelling at each other, because like they are rah, 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 all the time this, and I try to like my language course I did in university, and they did actually not understand me because of the pronunciation. It is very hard for European people to speak Chinese, and I think you told me that it's kind of easier here because you don't have like the different pronunciations, and the behavior is, I think, here a little bit, I would not say better, it's just like different. It's more the European style we have. They're taking care of each other, they're taking care there's no trash on the streets and whatever here in Japan.
So like it's easy for you to distinguish Chinese and Japanese, not Koreans?
I do not have any experience with the Koreans, so...
So you mean like the more you have experience of living or staying in the country, the easier to distinguish them.
Yeah.
Okay. So lastly, could you tell us how to distinguish your people, German people?
Germans are in a rush a lot of times, very hectic. They want to be there on time. And
Punctual?
Very punctual.
I heard from people who are coming from abroad, they're thinking like we're always a little bit grumpy. But I think this is just like our normal face expression we do have. We love having a discussion, I guess. So we're always open for a discussion about everything, literally. And sometimes it comes to other culture, they recognize it's like they are fighting. But it's actually not that true.
German sounds a little bit angry when you speak it. It's a very harsh language, so it can sound harsh to foreigners, I think.
Okay. Even you speak different language, you sound like German?
I don't know, you tell me.
Maybe,
Probably, accent all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, that was very interesting to hear your opinion. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
France.
France.
Paris.
Paris.
Yes.
Is it first time here in Japan?
Yes.
By the way, have you ever been to other Asian countries?
No, this is the first one.
First time to
Yes.
come to Asia.
Yes.
Okay. Are there East Asians in France, like Korean, Chinese, Japanese?
Yes, there are a lot of Asian people.
Is it difficult to tell which country they are from when you see like East Asians?
Yes, absolutely. I cannot tell except if they wear like traditional outfits.
To distinguish Japanese and Chinese, Koreans, what do you see?
For fashion, I guess it's like for the women, they have big coats, like very long coats.
Japanese?
Yes, Japanese women. They are always like elegant.
I also cannot distinguish Europeans from each other. For example, French, Italians, British. Could you distinguish them from each other?
How they act, maybe like Italians speak with their hands. This is a
Okay.
cliche, but it's so real. For the rest, it depends a lot. Even European people cannot really distinguish,
Okay.
except like Northern European usually have blonde hair. So this is how we can guess, maybe, but that's not always the case.
Okay. How to distinguish French?
French people are like a little rude sometimes, and we like to have our personal space, and so not talk with each other except our friends. So maybe we're not very friendly.
Are they smiling?
No.
No.
In Paris, like nobody is smiling to anybody, because like if you smile to somebody, it's gonna be very strange, and we will think that you're maybe a stalker or anything like that.
Okay, so it was very interesting talk with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
I'm from Costa Rica, originally from New York.
So you were born in New York and living in Costa Rica,
Yes,
like Central America? Like
Yes.
Central America.
yes, and family from Ukraine.
A family from Ukraine.
Yeah.
So like it's very like mixed.
Yep. After born, I went to college in New York, and then I moved to Costa Rica after college, after university.
Okay, so you didn't live in Ukraine?
No, never.
You just have a root
Yes.
there. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So you are currently basically living in Costa Rica.
Yes.
Are there East Asians in Costa Rica?
Yes, there are. There's
Korean.
Chinese people, some Korean, some Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chinese are the more.
The most, yeah.
It's hard for us to distinguish Europeans
Yeah.
from each other, South Americans from each other, like American each other.
Yes.
Is it harder for you to distinguish East Asians?
A little bit, yes. Japanese people I can tell easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why. Somehow the look, the hair, the face, I can tell.
Okay.
Chinese and Korean a little harder to distinguish for me.
How come it's easier to the Japanese people where they are from Japan?
I don't know. I feel like when I see Japanese people, I know. They look, they act a little bit different. I don't know. I just feel when somebody's Japanese.
Can you explain a little bit about it, like how they act?
Yeah, very respectful.
Okay.
Very like kind, well-mannered, very good manners.
Yeah.
The hair sometimes very straight,
Straight.
Uh-huh.
Not curly.
not curly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What nationality do you think you are? Like you're very mixed.
I'm the nationality of the world. I
Wow.
think we're not all so different.
Okay,
I
okay.
believe that people are the same here.
Okay. So I think you have a lot of experience to interact with different people, right?
Yes.
Do you think it's easy to tell where they are from when you're like interact with them?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which nationality is easier, like to tell?
From all?
So,
European, it's easy. Sometimes I can see German or I can see Polish, Russian people.
how come?
I can just kind of, I sense. Sometimes I don't see. I can sense where somebody is from. And I hear the language.
Okay. You mentioned like German, Russian.
Yeah.
How do they act when you like distinguish them?
Russian people sometimes like a little more quiet. They don't share so much. German people have a stronger accent sometimes. But overall, everyone I meet is very kind.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about like South Americans, Central Americans?
Yeah.
for us, like it's maybe a little bit stereotypical, but
Yes.
they seem to be more like happier than and more expressive than like Asians, like Japanese. What do you think about it?
Yeah, so Costa Rica is one of the happiest countries in the world. So when I meet people in Costa Rica, everybody is happy.
Okay, so you can feel the vibe from them, and you can distinguish them?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I feel the vibe of the people the most. Yeah.
Can you distinguish Costa Rican from other like Americans?
Latin American? Yes.
Americans?
Yeah, definitely. And also sometimes lighter skin. Argentinian have lighter skin. And a very specific way of speaking. Everyone has Spanish, but their own way of speaking.
Okay. Do you speak Spanish?
Sí, hablo español.
Oh, muy bien.
Mucho gusto.
Okay, so like you can like distinguish them by speaking Spanish.
Yes.
With their accent.
Yes.
So lastly, maybe you already mentioned, but please tell us how to distinguish Costa Rican.
Costa Ricans are usually smiling, very happy people, very friendly people. Yeah, and our national saying is pura vida.
Pura vida.
Pure life.
Pure life. Okay. It was very interesting to talk with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
ご視聴ありがとうございました。いかがだったでしょうか。かくいう私も正直、日本人、韓国人、中国人の見分けをつけるのは少し難しいです。皆さんはいかがでしょうか。この国の人たちはわかりやすい。いやー、何人と何人は区別がつかん。など、ご意見をいただけますと幸いです。他にも動画のご感想やテーマのご要望等ございましたら、コメント欄でぜひお書きください。たくさんのコメントお待ちしております。あと、チャンネル登録といいねボタンもよろしくお願いします。